So we are in Tucson at the Lazy Days RV in Tucson, and we are getting service done. And so we stayed in the parking lot last night. Yep, that was us. And we're getting ready to get in line to get into service. And last night was a pretty quiet night. We had the generator running and it was a good night. So don't quite know exactly what we're gonna do today, just with the rig being put in for service, and we don't know how long it's gonna be. Is it gonna be a few days? Is it gonna be one day? I don't know. I did some research. There are some Airbnbs around here for a decent price. So if we need that, we'll go hang out there for the week. If not, there's a really cool KOA just right behind this Lazy Days, and it's got like
huge.
Yeah, it's huge, huh? It's got like 400 spots. So we might stay there if our rig gets done early. But we have to leave Friday afternoon because we have a month reservation just north of Phoenix. So we want to get there and do that. So, go help Daddy.
Okay.
So this is what's happening with our slide. It's peeled off. And we have some of that exposed. So when we pull the trailer or the side in, the floor actually floats up, and it's not supposed to do that. So we're gonna have them look at that and hopefully fix it. And then we noticed our axles when we put in the X trucks and the Anderson blocks down there. This side is tighter between the two here, but on the other side we have more space. So I'm thinking that they got, I don't know, wonky somehow. So we're gonna have them look at that. Good news and bad news. We took the rig in, took Lina in for service at the Lazy Days and got in no problem. It was great. Our guy wasn't quite around right at the beginning, but he found us. We got through it, told him what was going on. They took it back, and we had two things that we ended up having them look at because they were overwhelmed and understaffed. And so we had them look at the sliding wall and then the axle. And so we waited, I don't know, maybe an hour. Maybe an hour
probably
and a half,
longer, yeah.
something like that. And he comes out and he said that they are going to file a claim under the warranty, the factory warranty, to get both of those items covered. So what we ended up doing is, so it's going to take about a day to get the warranty approval. So hopefully by tomorrow we'll get the approval, and then they'll order the parts, which he said could take up to 2 days, and then we'll bring in Lina to get work done. So we're estimating to get the rig in on Thursday.
Yeah.
So, which is fine. You know, we've never done this. We don't know what the normal routine is, and so I think it's important for people to understand that they have to follow a certain protocol, and it takes time. You know, you always read about or hear about all these horror stories of all the service industry for these RVs, and honestly, half of it I don't think is their fault. Asking a lot of clarifying questions and really diving in, because they take it for granted that they do this every day.
Yeah.
So I think that was big for us, because I was getting a little frustrated.
Yes, you were.
So they pulled Lina back around, we got her, and then we had made a reservation. We're at the KOA, which is actually right behind the Lazy Days.
It's pretty nice,
it's
actually.
A really nice KOA. I think we'll just hang out. We're gonna work normal and do our schooling and such normal for the next few days, and then hopefully we'll get a call tomorrow saying everything was approved. I'm grateful that Steve's very handy, because that saves a lot. I know a lot of people, like, we could never do this lifestyle because they're just not handy, and they would have to send everything in, and that would be frustrating.
Yeah.
All right, well,
so that's all we got for right now, and hopefully we'll update you guys later this week on how this goes.
What'd you get, Addie?
A fruit from a tree.
Yeah, where was the tree?
Oh, right over there.
Go show me. Where at? Whoa.
I had found it on the internet. Seemed like a cute little thing to do. It's a Wednesday night. There's a steakhouse, there's a saloon, There's a couple different things. There's a railroad. There's a couple stores that we'll go into here in a little bit.
Why don't eat it off the bone?
Because we're human.
We don't have to be human all the time.
Eating off your T-bone. It was delicious. It was a
Yep.
big steak. I don't know how big it was, but
It
it
was
was a
okay.
big steak.
That was all right.
It's about a
Right?
I do. We need the key to this thing.
Lock it good. What are you in for? Criminals, always in there for something.
Off to your porch, we now let's go. It's time for us. I know. Off to your porch, we now let's go.
Are we gonna go get the boys?
yeah.
Nice.
All right, car.
Happy Halloween.
Oh, so cool.
Happy Halloween.
So we are at Calvary Tucson, which is, I guess, like a sister church.
Well, I have no idea.
I would assume it's a sister church to where
I think it's just Calvary.
we went in Denver, because we went to Calvary, South Denver. So they did an event similar to this, but it's always inside since it was in Colorado. And this whole thing is outside. Look at this.
Yeah.
Look at
Well,
that.
hello.
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 It's really nice to be out in just a light jacket,
Just outside.
just outside and not freezing our badooties off.
Come on, guys.
So we're waiting. They just took Catalina back. Hopefully we will get the slide fixed today. And then it will be fixed today. It's been interesting to work with who we bought it from and figuring out how all the warranties work and stuff. So a lot of good lessons learned. We'll get everything figured out and get Catalina all back to where she should be. It's been a great rig so far. We've loved it and really haven't had many issues. So but yeah, we'll just wait and see. Hopefully we're not here all day. We have about a 3-hour drive once we leave. So hopefully they get it done before 5 o'clock, because driving through Phoenix in rush hour will be interesting. So we were able to get Lina back from Lazy Days, and we got the slide fixed, and we made it to Phoenix just in time to set up for a month spot. We did end up setting up in the dark, but it was fine. One of our neighbors ended up helping us. But what I wanted to talk about was 5 things to help you deal with any warranty work. So we were new to this, and it was extremely frustrating. And I think if we would have been a little bit more prepared and we knew what our expectations were going in, I think we would have not been so frustrated. The first thing is you have to be patient. So the Lazy Days in Tucson was understaffed and overworked. So the people we worked with, they were nice, they were trying to be helpful, but they just couldn't get us the answers or couldn't get the work done because they didn't have enough people to do it. So that was one of our causes of frustration. And I think it's just have the expectation that we're not the only one in there getting the work done. So you need to be patient with the process and patient with the person you're working. And don't be mean. Like, you got to be nice. Nobody wants to work with somebody that's mean. So number 2, always ask clarifying questions. If you think you know what they're saying, double check and clarify. Ask very clear questions. Did you talk to the manufacturer today? Where is the process of getting the claim settled? What do you mean we have to measure the lug nuts for this? Like, be very, very specific. And this leads me to my third, is just have one person coordinating it all. So what we ran into an issue is I would talk to the gentleman and get an answer, and then Steve would talk to him and get a different answer because he has different questions. And so it was very confusing for us, and it was confusing for the tech helping us. So either both be on all the calls and both be there when you're talking to the workers, or just have one person be the liaison and ask the questions and all of that, because it's going to save you a bunch of headache. The next tip, follow up. So we had dropped off our trailer on Monday. We were told that we should be able to have everything processed through by Thursday and all the products shipped in so they could install it. And I followed up every single day. Where are we? Was the claim approved? Oh, it wasn't. When are you going to call again? Do you want me to call? And so just being very being diligent about calling, and especially as a full-timer. I mean, we were very clear when we went in for services. We live in this. I cannot drop this trailer off for 3 weeks and let you have at it. I have 1 week. I am in this location for 1 week. What can we get done in this 1 week? And so you have to be very careful in following up, and you have to be very clear of what you're doing. And lastly, if they say it's going to take a week, I would almost triple it. Just because it takes time, especially if they're doing warranty work. I would make sure I would triple the time they say. So if they say it's going to take a day to get it approved, it's going to be 3 days to get it approved, because they're busy. The manufacturer is busy. It takes time to ship, and just everybody. It just takes a long time for everybody to get things going in the right direction, and we're not the only customers. So just be patient, make sure to follow up, triple the time it says it's going to actually take to get done, and be nice, really. So we ended up getting our slide fixed. It took less than 2 hours, and it was great. We haven't had any issues since, and it's been working wonderfully. And we did end up canceling our appointment in Tampa because we're not going to worry about the leaf springs right now. We want to do an upgrade. And so we're just going to wait on that for now. And then when we do get it in for service, we'll just upgrade, and all of those leaf spring issues will be null and void. So with that, we'll leave you, and we will catch you on our next video in Phoenix.
Remember, don't suck it down, though.
All right, what'd you get, Maya?
Sioux City sarsaparilla.
Yep.
No, say it. Sarsaparilla.
Sarsaparilla. And what does it taste like?
It's really good. I don't know how to describe it.
It's like a cream root beer.
Yeah.
It's not a cream soda, but it's not a full root beer.
Pretty good,
But it
huh?
has a pretty good flavor to it.
Love it. Cool. Yeah.
3, 2, 1, boom!